Hello, my name is Stevie Lopez. This is my EDUU 547 SDAIE video. The SDAIE strategy, what they mean to me is just there are strategies for teaching content to English language learners. That's the definition given to us for a SDAIE strategy. But honestly, I feel that SDAIE strategies can be used by any type of student. And it's an engaging way of doing an activity or learning a lesson. So I highly recommend SDAIE strategies in my classroom. I use them all the time. My supervisor, according to him, sometimes I'm using them and I don't even know what I'm using. But I just feel that it's for every type of student. It's not just, it just doesn't benefit one type of student. I feel like it benefits all of my students. And so it helps all of my students when it comes to being engaged and involved in the classroom. It helps them get up, move around. And the biggest thing is it helps them establish academic relationships in the classroom, which is something my supervisor noticed. He's like, wow, your kids really know one another. And so I use multiple SDAIE strategies in my classroom. And I found a lot of positive interactions taking place between myself and the students, or just the students and the students themselves. Sometimes I'll use anticipatory guides prior to the new novel or play. We just did one for Julius Caesar, which is that book over there. Well, obviously it's a play, but I just used an anticipatory guide for that, and it helped the students get to kind of comprehend what the main idea of the play is about. I use choral responses sometimes with my vocab words, just depending on our vocab words of the day that we have. And I also use multiple graphic organizers. Today I'm going to elaborate on one of the strategies that I use quite frequently in my class, which is the Quick Write Journal. And it's specifically, I have them get a specific journal for my class, and it's their Quick Write journals. They know, hey, pull out your Quick Writes. They know exactly what journal they are looking for. And so we do them quite frequently in my classroom. If you know, up here, I put Quick Write number 8. I have a PowerPoint designated for every Quick Write that we do. I apologize for the mess over there. I'm going to decorate for Christmas. But this is just an example. Here's Pete the cat with his Quick Write journal. And they just label right here, Quick Write number 8. Then they'll park their pencils and they'll wait for further instructions. And if you notice up here, I do have a screen in my classroom, and we will go through kind of the prompt that I have set up for them. And it just depends on the lesson. Every day it's new. Sometimes I do personal Quick Writes just to see kind of, hey, where are you at in life? And I have found so much positive feedback from the Quick Writes. So for example, we did a Quick Write on To Kill a Mockingbird, and the students were to write a letter to Scout with the following statement. And so as our pencils are down, I will go through what I expect from the Quick Write. I gave them a sentence starter, so this is a sentence frame that they're going to use, and they're going to copy this word for word. And they know right now they're parking their pencils, but I'll read this to them. So, dear Scout, if you were to put yourself in my shoes, you would feel, know, see, understand. They were working on a shoe that represents them, because one of the main themes that Atticus preaches in this book is, you know, if you were to step in, you need to step into somebody else's shoes before you judge them. So what I did in my class was I had them create a shoe that represented them. So back to the Quick Write, I would have them, we would read the prompt, I would read it with them, and I would tell them, explain in detail what is on your shoe. I want details. And if you could see up here, these are kind of the shoes they created that kind of represented them, symbols of who they are, what they've experienced. If somebody was to step in their shoe, what would they see, or what would they feel or understand? And so this was just an activity to get them going. And I have some shoes up here to kind of get them, started with telling their classmates a little about them and who they are and what their shoe represents. So as I finish reading this up, I give them about 30 seconds to kind of comprehend what they're going to write about, reflect back on their shoe. They had their shoe in front of them, so they were kind of looking at it. And then after the 30 seconds are done, I kind of tell them, you know, hey, these are the rules. Again, a quick write is, we're not looking for punctuation, grammar, spelling, the style of the writing. You're just writing. You mess up, put a line through it, keep going, do not pick up that pencil. And so they know. And so I'll tell them, hey, you know what, you have about 5 minutes. We have a clock over there in the classroom. I tell them, hey, well, for example, it'd be, hey, 1:33, if I did my math right, you put that pencil down and, you know, we're gonna go from there. So I'll give them about 5 minutes, you know, do their quick write. All right, you guys may begin. Pete the cat over there is beginning his quick write. Once we are done with the quick writes, I tell them, hey, you know, you have a minute left. All right, it's time to wrap up your quick write. Put your pencils down. And then I kind of share with them an example, you know, of my quick write. Hey, this is what I wrote about. These are a few things I did. This is what's on my shoe. And I give them an example because next they're going to speak with their partners. And if you could tell, they're in families of 4 because I have a really small classroom. But they're going to share with their families of 4 1 or 2 things that they wrote about in their quick writes. I really enjoy doing this because my students will get up and share. They will get up and interact with one another. Even the quiet ones in the classroom are legitimately getting up and talking and, you know, hey, this is what I wrote. You know, their voices are heard because now they're prepared to speak versus, hey, what's on your shoe? And the quick write helps them put their thoughts down on a piece of paper, which I have found as a student myself, I enjoyed doing it. And I have my students like, man, Miss Lopez, I really like quick writes because, you know, sometimes you don't know what to say, but when you write it down, it's like, bam, it's right there. And it also helps them work on their speaking skills in front of other classmates. So, you know, sometimes they have to give presentations. They're already comfortable because they know these kids. They do kind of like a round robin sometimes. I'll say, all right, you know, let's move around and go find a, you know, pair share, put your hand up, go find another partner, share with somebody new in the classroom. And they will do that like no other. And it's something that they like to do in the classroom. They're not always sitting in their chair. But also quick writes help me get to understand my student a little more, which is great for me because sometimes my English language learner students are kind of quiet and they just kind of sit there and they don't, you know, it's hard for them to get up and speak. So through their quick write journals, I'll read through them and I'm like, man, this kid's got a lot to say. And so I'll talk to them one-on-one, like, wow, you know, whatever happened, you know, whatever we're writing about, hey, I read that. I let them know, hey, I read that. That's awesome that you did that. Or, you know, is there something I could do that helps? With the quick writes, I get so many students that open up to me, like Miss Lopez, you know, just I'm depressed, whatever it may be. And I've had a few students this year that I've already reached out to their counselors and we have found them help. So it kind of goes a little bit more into building that teacher-student relationship. And that's another reason why I like quick writes. But yeah, so there is my demonstration, my explanation for why I like doing quick writes and the quick write strategy itself. And I absolutely love using SDAIE strategies in my classroom because, I mean, if you can tell in my classroom, there's a lot going on. I mean, I got props back here for some of my kids who act these things out. I got shoes hanging on my wall. I got projects back here. I just have a lot going on in my classroom, and my kids love it. They're proud of their work displayed. I got my cute little dog right there. I got college pennants in my classroom. I'm getting ready to decorate for Christmas, so there's my Christmas tree. But I mean, I have student projects here, just go above and beyond. And part of this comes from the SDAIE strategies. You know, this is what I've learned in my coursework, and I love to share it with my students. Thank you for listening. I apologize that it's a long video, but I hope you understand why I like to use the quick write strategy.